What's happening, everybody? I want to make a video on gaining muscle after losing weight. I'm always getting a lot of questions because yes, this channel is mainly focused on losing weight. However, I have also gone from being quite skinny to where I am now. Let me first start by answering a question that I know I'm gonna get is, can you gain muscle and lose fat at the same time? And honestly, let me just say, I would not be where I was to where I am if I just did that in one linear process all at once. It just doesn't work like that. If you are a very beginner to lifting, or you have a substantial amount of weight to lose, you can gain some muscle while you're losing the fat. However, it's not going to be anything crazy. To really build muscle, you must be in a caloric surplus. You need to be eating more than what your body needs so that it can build the muscle. Also, let me get this out the way. No, I did not shave. And yes, I am using the excuse of No Shave November. Even though we're like halfway into November, and I just didn't feel like shaving for this video, so. When you are trying to lose weight, no matter how far you have to go, if you have hundreds of pounds to lose, you need to be focusing on weight training. You want to be focusing on lifting weights far above doing just cardio. And the reason I'm getting this question a lot about how to gain muscle is because a lot of guys, they lose a whole lot of weight strictly through cardio and diet. And then they're left with a term called skinny fat. They're still not happy with the way they look because all they did was cardio. Let's start with the weightlifting. Let's get the weight training out of the way. First of all, you need to be hitting each muscle group twice a week. Each muscle that you have, your shoulders, your chest, your legs, everything, you need to make a plan to where you're hitting each of those muscle groups twice a week. Now, I do have a beginner's gym guide playlist. I will link it below, and I have a push, pull, and legs day. You could easily just do push, pull, legs, and then have one off day. But if you don't have time to go 6 days a week, you only have maybe 5, maybe 4 days, you can figure something out to hit each muscle group. Couple examples: 5 days a week, upper body, lower body, push, pull, legs. 4 times a week, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. Whatever you have time for, whatever you can guarantee that you will be in the gym to hit each muscle part twice a week. I know a lot of people are scared at the beginning. A lot of people are they're worried about getting injured, so they don't do a lot of the big compound movements. They don't do barbell squats, they don't do any deadlifts, they don't do bench press, they stick to dumbbells and machines because yes, it is much more comfortable to go onto a chest press machine than it is to learn how to properly barbell bench. I want to stress that you need to spend the time learning how to do those compound movements. Spend the time learning how to deadlift, how to squat, how to properly bench, and all of those with proper form. It's not gonna help you to go into the gym and just start throwing weight around because it's heavy weight and you're happy that you're moving it, but your form is terrible. You're gonna get injured, and that's just gonna put you down for longer than you wanna be down for, and that's just gonna mess you. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. You're gonna get hurt. Don't get hurt. The dog's making noise right now. As far as working out goes, hit each body part twice a week. Make sure you're using proper form, but also make sure you are pushing yourself. Push yourself to lift something heavier week after week after week. And in the first 3 years of lifting, your strength and your muscle growth is going to be very rapid. You are going to easily gain strength if you're a beginner in the first few years. And that is the most fun for a lot of people because you're just adding on weight week after week after week. So make sure you are doing progressive overload, which pretty much just means, if you're not sure what that is, trying to get stronger throughout time, trying to add weight or add extra sets and reps to whatever you're doing, just getting stronger. Now for what I believe the most important part is food. Food, when you're gaining weight, just like losing weight, is going to be very important. The best thing you can do for the most optimal results is to track your calories, track your macros, and put yourself in a slight caloric surplus. I'm gonna leave a link to a TDEE calculator, and that is gonna tell you about how many calories you need to maintain your weight. then you simply add a few hundred calories over that, maybe 100 calories to start, over your TDEE, and just eat that day after day after day. On that website, I believe they even have a little bulking button that you can hit to tell you how many calories to eat. Now, that is easier said than done, because what I do is not optimal. When I bulk, like I'm doing now, I am not scared to put on body weight. I am not scared to see the scale go up, because I love lifting heavier and heavier. I have substantially gained strength since I've started this bulk. My deadlift has gone up, my bench press has gone up, my squat has gone up. I'm not worried about putting on extra fat. Now, this is not optimal. Please understand that this is what I do, and if you want the best results, track your macros and make sure you're on top of everything that you're eating. But personally, I would rip my hair out if I had to track year round. I'm okay with losing my abs a little bit. I'm okay with losing vascularity. I'm okay with my face getting a little chubbier. You can see in my older videos where my face was a little chubbier at the peak of my bulk, and it doesn't bother me, because I know exactly how to cut down when the time comes, which is gonna be sometime next year. That's another part of this. When you are ready to gain weight, you need to make sure you are committed to doing it for at least half a year. This is the biggest problem people run into when they bulk. They will end a cut, and they will end it too early because they're tired of cutting. They're annoyed with trying to lose body fat, so they end it too early. They're still not as lean as they should be. And then they start bulking, and within a month, they've already added too much weight on, they don't like the way they look, and they start cutting again. And then they do that again, and it just spins in circles. Their bulk goes too fast, they gain too much too fast, and then they do a mini cut, or they even start cutting again. And it's just this revolving cycle of bulk cut, bulk cut, bulk cut, and you shouldn't be doing 4 cuts in a year, 3 cuts in a year. You shouldn't be bulking multiple times in the year. You need to focus on a solid 6 months, maybe even a year if you're a beginner, longer than that if you're a beginner, to bulking. However, don't go overboard. If you're gonna do like I do, and please understand that I'm not the only one that does this. A lot of these people on YouTube are gonna say, this is how you do it, but I guarantee you they're not tracking year round. At least a lot of people aren't tracking year round, just because we like food. People like food. I like to be free. I like to bring Maria out for dates and go eat sushi and go just feel free to eat what I want, as long as you are putting those extra calories into the gym. Yes, you will gain more fat than you would if you were tracking everything, but that's okay. As long as you are not letting it get overboard, as long as you are not gaining a ridiculous amount of weight and then you stop working out because you're starting to hate everything, and then it kind of snowballs into this terrible downward spiral to where you're back where you started. So give yourself a plan. Give yourself a certain time period that you are going to commit to gaining weight. You will see the weight on the scale go up. You will not worry about it. You are going to try to get stronger. And then after that time, and as long as your strength has been going up, all of your lifts are going up, then you can go back to a cut for a whatever amount of time that it takes you. And if you're curious about maybe how much weight you should gain, I like to go off my body fat percentage, and once again, I am not you guys have probably noticed this about me by now. I am not super overly strict or crazy about really any of the things that I do. I'm very real with the things that I'm trying to do. So when I go look at my body fat percentage, I'm not going drive 2 hours to get into this fancy machine and pay money to test my body fat. I'm just hopping on the Walmart scale, and I know it's inaccurate, but it just kind of tells me about where I am. So if the thing says that I'm getting above, let's say 18, 20% body fat, then you know it's time to calm down. I really wouldn't go above 22% body fat, which is a good bit. I really wouldn't go above 22% body fat ever once you have dropped down. And then your goal should be somewhere around 10% body fat is when you know that you're lean enough to really start bulking. Because if you're starting to bulk at like 15% body fat, you really won't have much to go. You're going to be ending your bulk within a few months because you've already gained far too much weight to continue. You need to enjoy what you're doing. Most of us that have lost a large amount of weight are not trying to track the bulk and be meticulous with every little thing because we're tired of doing all that. We're tired of tracking. We just want to live life, go on dates, go eat some stuff and be happy and just live a life. Don't stress about putting on a little bit of fat. You just gotta know that the scale will go up, and that's okay because you're getting stronger, and that's a good thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it answered some of y'all's questions, and just understand that this is a process and it's going to take time. And if you're still watching, please do me a favor, go on down, drop a like on the video. It always helps me out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.